So much like an Italian lasagna, savory Greek pasticcio is typically made in a lasagna pan or a casserole dish, but I like to modernize it and simplify it and make it in a muffin pan. So I start by browning my meat. I have my pan heated and ready to go, and I'm gonna add in some olive oil. So I have 1 pound ground beef, and I'm just gonna put it in my pan and brown it up. So once it starts browning a little bit and most of the pink is gone in the meat, I'm gonna add in 1 onion that's been chopped. I'm also gonna add in 2 cloves of garlic that have been minced. Right in. Take 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and then a half a teaspoon of allspice, and a half a teaspoon of cloves. I think this is my favorite part of making this dish. These spices, they smell so good. So while these spices cook up a little bit, I'm gonna go chop up some parsley and add that in. So I need about a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley, and I like to use the Italian flat leaf parsley for this. Just like the flavor, it's pretty mild. And we're gonna put this right in the pan. Now I'm gonna add 1 can of tomato sauce. So 1 teaspoon of salt, and then about a 1/4 teaspoon ground fresh pepper. One of the big differences between Italian lasagna and Greek pasticcio is that instead of mozzarella cheese and Parmesan cheese, Greek pasticcio is covered in a thick layer of bechamel sauce. So I start my bechamel sauce with 8 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just slowly melting it. I don't want it to burn or brown. And I'm gonna add in a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to just whisk constantly because I'm trying to get rid of any lumps that might be forming. And I'm gonna let this cook for about a minute just to get that flour cooked. Now I'm gonna add in 3 1/4 cups of milk that's been sitting at room temperature. So I'm gonna keep whisking this at about medium-low heat. And I just wanna make sure there's no clumps forming with that flour. Just try to keep it as smooth as possible. I don't wanna bring it to a boil. Just wanna make it nice and warm. See how it sticks to the whisk? That's how we want it. We're gonna take a little bit of the milk mixture and we're gonna add it to the eggs and we're gonna whisk it. So this is tricky because if you're not careful and if you work too fast, you end up with scrambled eggs. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my mixture and add it into the eggs, and then I'm gonna whisk pretty quickly. So we're just slowly bringing the egg mixture up in temperature. Add a little bit more. I think our egg temperature is good, and I think we're ready to add it to the rest of the mixture. So the trick with this is while you're adding it, you wanna be constantly whisking. The flour and milk mixture is hot enough to where it cooks the eggs just enough, but doesn't turn them into scrambled eggs. So I'm gonna off the heat and just move it to the side. So I have all of my ingredients prepared now, so I'm just going to set up my assembly line. And I have about a pound of pasta that I already cooked. Just have a standard muffin pan that I've sprayed with nonstick spray and sprinkled a few breadcrumbs on the bottom. So I'm ready to put my pasticcio cups together. I'm gonna start with pasta, just a little bit on the bottom of each muffin cup. Then we're gonna do about 2 tablespoons of the bechamel sauce on top of this. This bechamel sauce is great because once it binds in the oven, it's just gonna hold everything together. Okay, so I'm ready to add the meat sauce layer and just about a 2 tablespoon scoop. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the bechamel sauce. Slowly add this because it's going to kind of seep down into the muffin cup. These get topped with Mozzarella cheese, or you could use Parmesan cheese also. Pop these into a preheated 375-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Our pasticcio bites are ready to come out of the oven. Just take a knife and kind of loosen around the pasticcio, and then I'm just gonna lift it out.